A day in my life, an extensive journey. Hey there, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. I'm so excited to take you on a deep dive into what a day in my life looks like. It's not always what you might expect, and I think you'll find some parts relatable, others maybe even surprising. Every day holds a new adventure, and while some things stay consistent, there's always a little bit of unpredictability thrown in, which is honestly what keeps it interesting. So, buckle up, grab a drink, maybe a snack, and get ready to join me through the whole 24-hour experience. Trust me when I say you'll see all sides of what goes on, everything from those quiet, reflective moments to the hustle, the chaos, and everything in between. If you're new here, make sure to subscribe, hit the notification bell, and let's get into it. Chapter 1. The early morning calm. My day typically starts before the sun has fully risen. I'm one of those people who wakes up naturally around 5:30 a.m. It's a bit early, I know, but over time, I've learned to embrace it. There's something magical about that stillness. No emails pinging, no notifications flooding my phone, just the sound of the world slowly waking up. It's one of the few times during the day when everything feels at peace. The first thing I do is stretch. I find that stretching helps shake off the sleepiness and get my blood flowing. I usually do a few basic stretches, side bends, back stretches, hamstring stretches, and then I'll sit for a brief meditation. Meditation is such an important part of my routine. I use it to center myself before diving into the hustle of the day. Some mornings, I'll do a guided meditation, focusing on things like gratitude or visualization for the day ahead. Other times, I just sit in silence, letting my mind wander as I slowly become more present. After about 10 to 15 minutes of meditation, I make my bed. It's a small habit, but I've found that having a tidy space can really set the tone for the day. I also think it's one of those simple things that, once accomplished, gives you a sense of accomplishment right from the start. It's a small win, and it's a great way to ease into the day. Next up is the bathroom routine. I'm not one to linger here too long, but I'm definitely someone who enjoys starting the day feeling fresh. I'll brush my teeth, wash my face, and get a splash of cold water to wake up. Then I'll head to the kitchen. Breakfast is usually a pretty simple affair. I try to keep things nutritious but also quick. Oats are a favorite. I'll either prepare overnight oats the night before or quickly throw them together in the morning. My go-to toppings include chia seeds, flax seeds, almonds, and sometimes some fresh berries or a banana. Coffee is a non-negotiable part of the morning. I'm not a coffee snob, but I do prefer a strong brew, usually black. It's my morning ritual. As I sip my coffee, I'll scroll through my phone for a few minutes, catching up on the news, checking any urgent emails, and scrolling through social media. Nothing too crazy, just enough to get me in the zone. Chapter 2. The morning grind. By 6:30 a.m., I'm officially up and moving, and the day begins to get into full swing. This is when the workday starts for me, especially if I'm focusing on content creation. I like to block out the first few hours for deep work, no distractions, just pure focus. I start with a to-do list. I'm a huge believer in the power of planning. Every morning, I make sure to write down everything I need to accomplish for the day. If I'm feeling ambitious, I'll also outline what I want to accomplish over the week or even the month. Having a tangible list helps me stay focused and gives me a sense of direction. My first task is usually related to content creation. I'm often working on a script, refining a video idea, or editing something I filmed the day before. I tend to block off chunks of time for creative work without interruptions. This is the part of my day when I can get the most done, and I don't like to waste it. During this time, I'll try to eliminate distractions as much as possible. No email, no social media, just pure, uninterrupted focus. If I'm editing videos or designing graphics, I'll lose track of time and end up working for hours at a stretch. I often get in touch with my team around 9 a.m. Communication is key, especially if we're collaborating on a project. Whether it's content reviews, feedback, or brainstorming sessions, we'll check in to make sure we're all aligned. I try to keep meetings and calls short, focusing on clarity and action points so we can move forward efficiently. Chapter 3: Midday Recharge. By noon, I'm starting to feel the need for a break. Even if I'm on roll with work, I believe in the importance of stepping away and giving my mind a chance to recharge. I'll go for a walk or stretch, something that helps me break the work cycle. If the weather is nice, I'll step outside and get some fresh air. A quick walk around the block can do wonders for resetting my brain and getting the blood flowing. Lunchtime is a chance for a lighter meal. I try to keep things balanced, maybe a salad with protein, like chicken or tofu, or some whole grain wrap with veggies. It's a chance for me to fuel up without feeling sluggish for the rest of the afternoon. After lunch, I'll dive back into the work mode. If it's a content-heavy day, I might spend this time writing, researching, or editing. If it's a day for personal projects, I'll work on that, whether it's for my teaching, my creative endeavors, or my side hustle. Every day tends to be a little different in terms of focus, but the afternoon hours are typically the most productive for me. Chapter 4: Afternoon Hustle and Collaboration. By mid-afternoon, my focus is typically on getting as much done as possible before the day winds down. This is when I'm tying up loose ends, sending emails, and making sure all the work I've done during the day is organized and ready to be handed off or worked on the next day. I always make sure to catch up with my team around 3 p.m. This could be for updates on what everyone is working on, syncing up on upcoming content, or just a quick brainstorming session. Communication is key, so we always make sure to stay aligned. If I'm working on something that requires more hands-on effort, like content creation or video editing, I'll dive into that in the afternoon. It's also when I take the time to review any feedback from my audience or colleagues to make improvements. I find that afternoons are a great time for reflection and refining ideas. I can get into a flow and put the finishing touches on projects. Around 5 p.m., I'll often take a break, maybe have a quick snack, and check in on any personal errands or tasks I need to handle. If I have some time left, I'll squeeze in a creative project that I'm passionate about. Sometimes, this means making art, writing, or planning for future content. Chapter 5: Evening Wind Down and Reflection. Once the workday is winding down, around 7 p.m., I start to ease off from the hustle. Dinner is usually something that doesn't take too much effort to prepare but is still hearty. Think grilled fish with roasted vegetables or maybe a veggie stir-fry. Eating something nourishing at night helps me recharge and feel better throughout the next day. After dinner, I often take a moment to relax. This might involve watching a show, reading, or spending quality time with friends and family. If it's been a particularly busy day, I'll take time to reflect on what went well and what I can improve on. It's a time for me to wind down, and I find it essential for maintaining balance. I make sure to take time for self-care before bed. This could involve skincare, a hot bath, or simply journaling for 10 to 15 minutes to clear my mind. Writing up my thoughts or expressing gratitude for the day really helps me sleep better. I also love listening to soothing music or a podcast as I prepare for sleep. Conclusion: and that's a wrap on a day in my life. It's a balance of work, rest, creativity, and reflection, and while no 2 days are exactly the same, I always try to approach each day with a sense of purpose. Whether I'm working on a big project, connecting with others, or just taking time for myself, I aim to create a rhythm that feels aligned with my goals. Thank you for hanging out with me and taking the time to learn more about how my day goes. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, feel free to share your own daily routines down below. I'd love to hear what your typical day looks like. Until next time, stay inspired and keep moving forward.